Imagine being trapped inside a lifelong prison that has absolutely no walls, no steel bars, and no locks. You already know the sensation of its gates closing. It happens when you drive your usual route home from work and pull into the driveway, only to realize you have no conscious memory of the last 5 miles. This cognitive shortcut extends to our most significant life choices. It dictates the careers we settle for, the financial habits we repeat, and the exact type of people we allow into our lives. When we feel stuck, our instinct is to look outward. We point to a sluggish economy, a difficult boss, or a persistent streak of bad luck. Yet the true barrier is rarely a lack of opportunity. The real cause of this endless loop is a set of invisible psychological forces operating entirely below your conscious awareness, acting as the unyielding walls of this unseen prison. To understand those walls, we have to look at how your mind is wired. The human brain is an aggressive energy conservation machine. It will almost always route your behavior through these thick, glowing pathways representing familiar actions, bypassing the unlit pathways of new behaviors. This split scale illustrates the cost. Predictability and routine require very little metabolic output. Stepping into novelty or uncertainty, however, demands a steep metabolic price that your brain would rather not pay. This biological efficiency kept early humans alive in environments where every calorie counted. In the modern world, it acts as an anchor. When you try to change, your own biology fights the attempt to keep you operating on low power. This energy-saving mode creates a psychological state we call the comfort zone. This zone is enforced by the fear of failure and the fear of social judgment. They act as internal wardens, flooding your nervous system with anxiety the moment you try to step away from your established routine. By prioritizing that immediate relief from anxiety, we inadvertently lock ourselves into long-term stagnation. Safety becomes the single biggest threat to personal growth. But biology is only the outer wall. Deep inside the prison lies the internal self-narrative, the specific way you define your own limitations. It starts with a repeated thought, like, "I'm not built for leadership," or "it's too late to start over." Eventually, the brain stops questioning these thoughts and hardens them into an identity, a fixed idea of who you are and what you deserve. This identity serves as a psychological ceiling. Your brain will not let you rise above it because it treats this self-image as a biological reality that must be protected at all costs. This flowchart shows how that identity becomes a trap. Once you believe you are a certain type of person, your mind scans your environment for evidence to confirm it, while ignoring anything that proves otherwise. As the diagram shows, your brain will derail your own progress and sabotage new opportunities simply to avoid the metabolic and psychological shock of being wrong about your identity. We are rarely held back by our actual abilities. We are held hostage by the fictional identity we have spent years convincing ourselves is the truth. Escaping this loop requires more than just forcing a new set of daily habits. It requires a fundamental identity shift, changing the who before you change the what. If your brain is wired to protect your self-concept, then trying to work hard while identifying as a failure triggers the sabotage loop every time. Lasting change only occurs when the brain is given a new identity to protect. The escape begins with a mental audit. You must interrogate your core beliefs and demand evidence for them. You'll quickly find that most of your limitations have no basis in current reality. Next, you must commit to daily micro-discomforts. Choosing the difficult path in small moments retrains your brain's threat detection system, proving that the unknown is actually a place of safety. These actions aren't about immediate results. They're votes. Every time you step into discomfort, you provide your brain with the raw data it needs to build a new identity based on growth rather than fear. True freedom begins the moment you realize your circumstances aren't the problem. The breakthrough happens when you abandon the story holding you back. The mind created the boundaries of your life. It is the only thing capable of redrawing them. You are no longer the prisoner. You are the architect.